student, this is the second lecture of chapter motion. So let's start. Student, in last lecture I will discuss distance and displacement. In this lecture I will differentiate. Listen, distance and displacement. It is a scalar quantity while it is a vector quantity. It is measured, its unit is meter and its also unit is meter, but it is a actual length of path. It is a actual length of path and it is a shortest distance between initial and final position. Shortest distance between initial and final position. It never be 0 and always in positive, but it can be 0 and it will be negative or positive. Student, this is a 4 difference, and always exam come in the exam 2 differences asked in examination. So okay, in next topic I will read about uniform motion and non-uniform motion. How uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Listen, if a moving object covered equal distance in equal interval of time, then it's said to be uniform motion, and if object covered unequal distance in unequal interval of time, then it's said to be non-uniform motion. Listen students, in next topic I will discuss speed. You know the formula is speed is equal to distance upon time. Means the distance traveled by an object in per unit time or in 1 second. So distance will be s, time will be t. So speed is equal to this, and its unit is SI unit, meter per second. And how can you convert 1 kilometer per hour into meter per second? Multiply by 5/18. So it converted meter per second. Speed having 2 types, uniform and non-uniform. Always if uniform covered equal distance in equal time, or non-uniform unequal distance in unequal interval of time. But there is another definition. Average speed is equal to total distance upon total taken time. So in this case, average speed is the ratio of total distance to the total taken time. Its unit also in meter per second. Okay. In next topic, another instantaneous speed. The speed measured by the speedometer in particular time. Suppose you need to measure speed in 4th second. So this speed is known as instantaneous speed. Okay. In next topic, velocity. Listen students, velocity is a vector quantity and its formula is displacement upon time. So listen student, displacement is a vector quantity, so velocity is also vector quantity. Displacement can be 0, so velocity can be 0, And how can you define the displacement traveled by a moving object in per unit time? Okay, so its unit also meter per second. And average velocity is equal to initial velocity, cell velocity, plus final velocity upon time. It means u plus v upon 2. It is the average velocity. Okay, let's come in the graph situation. How can you solve the graph equation? Okay, for uniform motion, uniform motion, if you plot graph between the speed, between the distance and time, you will get always straight line. Non-uniform motion, you will get always a irregular line. Irregular line means if this graph is increases, so it is a accelerated motion, and if this graph is continuously decreases, then it's said to be deaccelerated motion. So in next turn I will discuss the formulas and the equation of motion. So okay, and students, please like, share my videos. Okay.